Have you ever been in a fight you knew you couldn't win? Yeah, that's right. And you stayed there anyway? Yeah. I was preparing for my black belt in karate. And we worked out at Bowling Middle School, which is where I taught. Went up to the upper gym. The lights were fluorescent and yellow, and it was kind of dusty and dirty, and the mats were out, and it wasn't clean, and there was the smell of teenage sweat in the air. And that's where we worked out. Shortly after the class started, Rick, my sensei, said, okay, pick a partner for kumite. We're going to spar a little bit. And I could have sparred below my belt level to help somebody else out. I could have sparred same, so we help each other. Or I could have sparred up by sparring with Rick. Rick was about 5'5" and about 5'5". He was a very barrel-chested man, and people thought that Rick, who weighed about 300 pounds, was heavy and slow. Rick was solid muscle and fast as lightning. So I sparred with Rick. We bowed into one another and we shook hands and off we went. Now I was training for my black belt, but I could do nothing that day. So I got chased over here and Rick threw a punch and I tried to block and I missed. And then he chased me over here and he threw a kick and I tried to move out of the way and he connected. Now, just so you know, I wasn't getting really beaten up. We score by coming close. I know that's a point. I know wherever he was throwing a punch or a kick, he was scoring on me. And it was relentless. Punch, kick, move, run, get out of the way. Like I'd come over here. It's like worried he was coming to get me. So finally, I wasn't doing anything well at all. Finally, he said, stop. He said, come here. I said, what's the matter with you? I said, Rick, I don't know. I said, I can't seem to do anything. He said, every time I throw a punch, a kick, you're like not blocking, you're not moving out of the way. He said, you're up here too much. He said, you have to get in the game here. He says, you're going for your black belt. And get with it. Okay. So we bowed in, we're off again. And it was worse. If I thought it was relentless before, it was worse now because it was a flurry of punches. And it was a flurry of kicks. And it was like I was praying. If I could have gotten down on my knees and prayed, I would have, dear God, please let this be over. Well, it was soon because he stepped in and he swept me down on the ground. And as I was going to the ground, I thought, oh, hallelujah, we're done. Not quite. Because Rick, who was like a human bulldozer, went airborne. And it's funny, in those nanoseconds, when your life passes before your eyes, I'm thinking, okay, this is over. And then I looked, and there's the bulldozer up in the air. And I remembered a science lesson, that what goes up must come down. And Rick, all 300 pounds of him, came down and slammed on top of me. However, right before that, I saw my last-ditch effort. And I kicked out, and I took the bulldozer from this way, and I turned him horizontal. So now when he fell, all 300 pounds landed squarely on top of me. Now, I have to say, the only thing that was injured was my pride. Rick helped me up. We bowed. We shook hands. He was about ready to go on to the rest of the class. He said, come here. He said, you have to move out of your own way to be successful. And he walked away. I thought, ooh, okay. Move out of your own way to be successful. Again, I started thinking about where in my life am I getting in my own way?